Pyro's been in tech preview for now 3 days and will be back up in the US time zone, so 1 o'clock Mountain Time, I believe. That's 12 p.m. for Pacific Time. You can do the math. That'll be up the same day as this upload, as well as I will be streaming on both platforms, YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to experience Pyro but don't have access to it, that'll be available to you, as well as probably every other streamer out there will be streaming it, but hey, you know, shoot your shot. So the big question is, was Pyro worth the wait? Short answer, yes. Long answer, kind of. I'll elaborate on that just in a minute. The general experience of exploring Pyro, it's like the first time of me going into Star Citizen all over again. New planets, new regions for me to explore, if I could even quantum to them. The outerlying planets proved to be kind of difficult to get to. I can't set up quantum routes to them, which is kind of frustrating because they also inflated the quantum fuel every ship has by a dramatic amount to be able to travel across this entire system, if we could even quantum jump to it in the first place. Albeit, I'm flying the cutter. However, that shouldn't matter. I tried it in the 400i, and look at that, it doesn't matter. I still was not able to set up quantum drive. There has since been a couple updates since, so hopefully day of upload, when it's back into the US time zones, I'll be able to actually explore these places. The places I did explore, it was a nice experience when it wasn't nighttime for that place. I don't know what it was, but every time I tried to go do a mission that was planet-side somewhere, without fail, it was nighttime, which was incredibly frustrating because I wanted to see what the planet looked like, but I got a pitch black screen instead. Now, to be fair, it did give me an idea how different that experience would be compared to Stanton, because I feel like the visibility is much worse in Pyro. There's a lot more clouds, there's more gas clouds in space, and the sun is dimmer, so visibility is worse. Or at least it feels that way to me. When I did get to experience the planets with daylight, it was pretty fucking cool. I explored 3 planets for the most part. I mean, they were quick flybys because I kept wanting to go see the next thing, you know? So next time I stream, I'll be sticking around certain areas a little more, grinding rep with certain groups to see where that gets me and see how that plays out accordingly. What are the missions like? Well, it's pretty much the same thing as Stanton, just expanded upon a little bit, but also limiting. The missions you could do in Pyro, you get your delivery missions, which are always broken for me, and what do you know, they broke on me. They have your typical mercenary missions, however, they're a little different. So with these stations that are in Pyro, you can go to them, and it seems to always be in Hangar 11 that this group is holding out in, and you have to go clear them out or retrieve consignment, that new mission they introduced into Stanton. You could also do in these hangars at the various stations. Usually these missions are given out by Rough and Ready. If you go do a planet-side mission where you are taking out a group, it's ranging from like 7 to 25 people that you have to kill. So it can get pretty interesting. The NPCs aren't as brain dead as they are in Stanton, but that could be just because the server's not as loaded and borked as Stanton servers are. I hear that the current state of live servers are pretty bad, but that tends to be the case whenever they roll out something as expansive as this tech preview, because all their focus is on that. Not to mention, they just released an experimental PTU, which I'm excited for. I'll be trying that out as well. But that's a whole nother video. This is about Pyro. So beyond these go kill guy missions, I mean, it's the same with bounty hunting missions. You just go, you're paid to go kill group or person, and that's about it. Delivery missions. Grab box and go deliver box. Don't get me wrong, delivery missions are a good avenue to explore a system, but feel that the missions get pretty stale really quick. and that's unfortunate. They did add a little more variety that I've been able to experience thus far. There is one mission where you get to go and blow up fuel tanks because Rough and Ready is the only source of fuel in Pyro, according to them. So that was refreshing to see. Something a little new, a little different, as opposed to what you could do in Stanton. But again, it gets pretty stale. But that's okay. It's a new system to explore. They're kind of experimenting and allowing us to kind of test the stability of the system, not necessarily the contracts available to us. One of the things I got to experience, which was probably one of the coolest things in Pyro, and that's those solar flare events. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting a complete lack of visibility. I managed to get to planet side even during the solar flare event. They didn't completely shut down my systems. They did at one point, but I got them back. And PvP is going to be rough during those. Speaking of PvP, we have drama. Everybody loves a bit of drama, right? Unfortunately, you have groups of people who think that everything needs to be catered to them. And by that I mean, they want every region to be PvE only, or that they should make PvE servers. No, absolutely not. Do you not understand the whole fucking purpose to Pyro? It's a outlaw, completely unlawful, anarchist kind of fucking area where anything can happen. I mean, I landed on a planet, ran into a player, and I'm like, all right, we cool? We cool? All right, we're cool. Explored the outpost. Once I was done, I lit the boy up. I wanted to experience what it was like to just do whatever I wanted. And it was great. My ship blew up. And then I was called a Care Bear when I was giving him shit for it. But hey, you know, I rezzed him after I downed him. That was my own mistake. It was fun. I don't understand why people are so quick to be like, oh shit, we got a Care Bear in the server. Nah, I was just giving him shit for blowing up my poor little cutter. How can you blow up such a cute ship? What's wrong with you? It didn't do anything to you. I did something to you, but you blowing up my cutter. It was fun though. We had a little FPS duel, downed him, clearly the better player. No, the server was fucky, dude. It was so hard to fight. Like, the jitters were all over the place. Person was like teleporting and like they'd be standing in one spot but shooting you from another spot. It was so fucky, but so fun. And the other player had a lot of fun with it too. The problem is there are people out there that don't want that want to be able to explore and experience Pyro without the fear of getting pirated. It's almost like Pyro is a pirate star system where there is no law. There are outlaws. Again, do you not understand the whole purpose to Pyro? The reason this frustrates me so much is because these people will complain and complain and complain and complain, right? And sometimes, with certain devs, they get their way. I don't think that's going to be the case with CIG, because it's going to be like, oh, well, what'd you expect kind of situation, as it should be. I find it ridiculous that people are actually upset about Pyro and how it functions, even though this has been how it has been advertised from the fucking beginning. It's just astounding that people will get, and these same people will be the same people that will complain when they remove armistice zones in Stanton. Those aren't going to be there forever. It's going to be a rough wake-up call for a lot of players when the game is in the state it's supposed to be in the future. What I was going to say, the reason why this frustrates me, these people ruin online games. Absolutely ruin them. And I don't care how much crap I get for this in the comments. I know there's going to be people being like, actually, because this happened to Last Oasis. What happened to Last Oasis? A lot of you probably know, a lot of you probably don't. It was fine in Season 1, and then Season 2 through 4, it was getting better. There was decent improvements. However, you had the Care Bears, as the people in the Star Citizen community like to refer to them as, complaining about how they can't get anything done, they get too much lost to these PvP sweats, and it's ruining their experience with the game. So there should be PvP and PvE designated servers. Okay, I suppose. You could also host your own server if you want to go that route. Don't ruin an entire game because you can't handle PvP. And these same people will be the ones to say that, actually, full loot PvP, God damn, I'm struggling with that this morning. Full loot PvPvE games aren't as popular as you think they are. You're in the minority in wanting this. Excuse me? What's Rust? That's a pretty successful PvPvE full loot game. We got Fractured Veil coming out. That looks pretty sick. That's going to be coming out January 18th of next year. Definitely going to be playing that. I'm not in the minority. I think they're just frustrated that they're in the minority that thinking that this game should be PvE. And because they are outnumbered by these sweaty PvPers, they go and complain to the devs. And look at Last Oasis now. It's dead. They ruined the game. Well, that's not fair to say. Actually, no. Donkey Crew just completely bucked up the system of grind and everything in general, and it was an unfortunate disaster. Anyway, these people are going to ruin the game if they keep going the way they are.